Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And again, we'll give you that key word for the golden ticket just a couple minutes away. We'll throw it in here again to make sure you have about a half hour left to hit that word so you can get the golden ticket. Everything we do for an entire year, you get access to. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of free concert tickets. Twisted, our Christmas shows, Lollapalooza, Riot Fest, everything. Make sure you text this hour. It's good till 8:29. But in the meantime, let's welcome a great guest in studio to us right now. Paul Mecurio, comedian. Among other things, he is the guy that if you are lucky enough to ever get to the Stephen Colbert show, he's the guy that makes sure everybody's having a good time. That's what I like to say.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
So the guy that opens up the show with the crowd and gets them all warmed up.
Yeah, and I perform on the show, too. I perform regularly on the show. And Steve and I go back to the Daily Show together.
Oh, yeah.
I was a writer performer on that show. And then Colbert Report, and now The Late Show. And it's been crazy. And we're in town. And we're at the Auditorium Theater. And it's like 3,500 people. And yeah, oh my God, the energy was insane, and people were really like, and we were worried, like, well, you know, it's we tape live, it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and you know, it's like, you know, sleepy time. People are like, I don't know what you guys are doing in Chicago, man, but your people are crazy. The energy's amazing. The older people too, like people with crutches, they're throwing their crutches now.
Crutches people have energy? Damn.
And so it's been really great. We did our first show last night.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome. Were you nervous at all? Like, feel like being in a different spot doing the show and stuff?
A little bit. So, you know, we do our usual ritual, shots of Jack just before we go out, and which is Steven's rum. He's basically drunk all day. And then we just kind of prop him up, and then we wheel him out. We slap him in the face a couple of times. He does an hour, and then he goes back. And
he's like a Muppet. You got his hand behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like, we call him Rummy. That's his nickname. And no, you are. Like, and it doesn't matter. Any performer, if like, even when you must be a little nervous before the show starts. Like, you're always nervous a little bit. If you're not, then I think things are like a little weird. Like, it's like not like, then you're like not into it or something. But yeah, it's really been amazing. And then people have been really fun. And, you know, we're doing segments out, you know, in and around Chicago and, you know, with Steven, and like, it's so, I just find that like when we bring a show like this to a city like this, it just energizes the whole show. Like, everybody's so psyched because we're walking through it in New York. Nobody cares. We're just like, no. But here, like, it's just been great. People have been really awesome about it.
I guess we have to ask you this. Did you get a police escort on the closed express lanes from O'Hare to downtown? Because that's what, so the highway, in case you don't know, from O'Hare to downtown is under this 3-year construction project.
Right.
So yesterday we find out, hey, those police officers are blocking the entrances, but cars are actually using the express lanes for the first time in about a year.
Must be nice.
And people are driving up, people like Kenzie drive that way to work and like, hey, cool, I can get on this express lane. That's pretty awesome. And then you see all the black Escalades going down and like, wait, those are the people that are supposed to be for us, to represent us.
Don't you feel like you should be in it, like, with us, so that way you know how to spend the tax dollars when you become in power?
Nah, we don't have time for you people.
No, I know.
No, I was in it, but it wasn't. It was actually a police chase. They were chasing my car. I took a wrong turn at a red light, and yeah, I mean, they shut everything down, and it's like crazy, like that, and to see. I don't know why you need 7, 8 cars to protect one person in one car. Like, that to me just seems like...
Well, okay, and I said this to Brian, so we don't know who it was, but at this street right in front of us, as you can see, there was, I mean, without exaggeration, probably about 15 lit up cars and motorcycles driving.
Right.
And they all, I won't say which hotel, but they all turned into one hotel. And I
go, you got to guess on the hotel from where our window
like 3
faces.
of them, so whatever. And I go,
if you want to Google image it.
Now you know they're staying there. Shouldn't they have been in like a busted up Honda?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, now we know where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a horrible idea.
We could stalk you so easily. Like, and then there's all this sorts of security at the Late Show, especially Secret Service. We had Hillary Clinton on, and Like, and you got to be careful, like, because I found if you touch Hillary Clinton, they will tase you. Yeah.
Did you get tased?
Yeah. Just in the lower regions.
Did you want to touch her new bob?
I did. I wanted to touch her jacket. It seemed like fabric for a sofa. So I just went up and touched her shoulder. There I go. And but no, it's been like it's just I can't explain it. Like the energy in the building's been awesome. And we're having fun, and I'm here doing my show too, Permission to Speak, which is my Broadway show. So I'm doing that on Friday, which I'm psyched about. But we're having a really good time here.
Were you mistaken for a protester by chance trying to get in the DNC? Was you over there? Yeah.
Well, I
How many
did.
times are you going to get tased this week?
Yeah, exactly. I did have a sign that said Biden sucks, and that's not a good thing. I was like, oh wait, I'm at the wrong convention. I just want to go to Trump Tower. I think we should just go to Trump. You have a Trump building here.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah. Well, it's the biggest of the big of the big of the big of the world. Everything's big here. Like everything's like it's so crazy. Yeah. He actually said over 100%. I mean, both sides is crazy. Like it's like, but people just have. I just find like the audiences, they're just really into it, and I kind of like when we're writing the show during the course of the day, it's changing because the news is changing.
Right.
So we're writing the show right up until it ends, and then the DNC ends, and then we're going right into the show. Because there's like local news we have to do, and that's when we're warming up the crowd and the band's playing, and everybody's doing drugs. It's a great time.
Good. That's good.
We have free drugs, so no.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I saw
That's where the tax dollars are going.
That's right.
Exactly.
I saw Stephen went to the Wiener Circle.
Yeah.
Did a bit over there, which
Yeah.
is always great.
Yeah.
Get the chocolate shake. People know what I'm talking about there with the chocolate shake.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he was at the Cubs game. I saw him throwing balls out to people on Waveland. He was getting all over town for his last few days
which
in
is
town.
hilarious because he's the least athletic guy. We had to work him out for like 6 weeks with a professional coach because he's like at the Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And he's like, what's this thing? It's called a ball, Stephen. What do? You throw it at somebody else. Do I hit him with it? No, you just throw it at them. No, but he was like, he went to school here. So, like, him coming back. We had Julie Louis-Dreyfus on last night, too.
Yeah.
Who's from here.
From North, I went to Northwestern and all that, yeah.
She hit on me.
She was into it?
Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying?
Is that tough for you to always feel, like, harassed by all the female guests?
Oh, well, look at my lips.
I know.
I mean, yeah. They're
Like,
not,
have some respect. I'm here because of my craft.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm not just a piece of meat.
I know. It's so annoying.
Although my
Look
wife,
at my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, you married? Well, I'm sort of married. Actually, my wife and I have been together we've been together like almost 30 years. We dated 15 years before we got married. We met.
She waited that long.
We met in high school. Thank you very much. She proposed finally. I can't tell you her exact words because I get like really emotional. But they ended with, "Or get off the pot."
Yeah.
And we're like completely like opposites. Like she's really calm and everything's in its place, and I'm like all over the place and constantly like in motion, and I can't like be organized. So like we have this conversation, and if you're in a relationship, you probably had it too. Like I'm in the refrigerator with the door open, and she's in the living room, and I'm like, Carol, where are the pickles? She's like, you know where they are. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, I don't. I go, she goes, they're in the refrigerator. I'm like, I know that. They're pickles where? She goes, they're on the shelf. I go, I know. Pickles go on the shelf. Where? Then this is the line where she gets so snarky where you think to yourself, I could knock her out and drive her to the river and nobody will know. She's like, are you looking? Right? And she gives me that speech. I'm like, yeah. And then she goes, are you looking or just looking? I'm like, I don't know. I'm looking. She goes, you never look for things. You're like a child. You have to look. And then I'm like, all right, I'm looking. She goes, okay, do you see the bread? Yeah. She goes, okay, well, did you move the bread? I'm like, no, did you move the bread or just move the bread? I go, I don't see them. And then she goes, exactly, because you forgot to buy pickles on the way home last night. So, like, we're constantly having that sort of back and forth. But we're going to have an anniversary coming up in a week.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
We'll come back here with Paul Mecurio from, of course, Stephen Colbert. And we'll talk a little bit more about his own show he's got going on and play clips from that. You sent us some good audio from talking to the audience here. It's Brian Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. See, we talked during the songs. Keep it going. You missed that part. You missed that part.
Oh, my God. I cannot sign your autographs anymore. Please stop, guys.
I'm already posting them online to sell them.
By the way,
It's
it
too
is
late.
hard. We were talking about the Late Show and we're here taping. It is really hard to like not go up. You still get starstruck like with some people that come into the show and stuff like
Sure.
that.
Right,
And,
of course.
You know,
So we're by the way, let's make sure we do an introduction here. Paul Mecurio, Stephen Colbert show, filming at the Auditorium Theater. I'm not sure if they're all sold out. I know the tickets were super tight. If there's a couple left, I don't know.
yeah, I think you go online and see. I think there may be a couple left in a couple of shows, but
You could be like the old days, just kind of go out front looking for that scalper guy out there.
Well, there's
with
got to
like
be somebody who's like, I need tickets. Who's selling? And you really get
and
them.
that person's Stephen Colbert. That's how he makes extra money.
$500, man. I know this screenshot doesn't look real, man, but this is a ticket. Trust me.
I need this, man. I need this. It's like he's living under a bridge.
So you have obviously that going on all week, and with the DNC doing your stuff, and then you got your own show going on, Permission to Speak. Which last time you were on the show, we talked about that, how you mess with the audience a little bit, start talking to the people in the audience and get to know their stories.
Yeah, and it's more than crowd work. Like I do stand up, I do my own stories in the show. It's directed by Frank Oz, who created the Muppets as the original Yoda, which, by the way, is a nightmare because it's always with this backwards talking still. Like, you go to a diner with him, omelet I will have. All right, Frank, I get it. I get it. Actually, Frank is here now, and he's got his hand up my butt as in manipulating me. And the premise of the show is we're nameless and faceless. We were just talking about this off air. We're disconnected and divisive, but if we get together and share stories, realize we have more in common than we think. We're all in the same boat together.
Yeah.
And so maybe we don't have to. It's not a political show. There's a really cool set designed by the set designer for The Late Show with animation by J.J. Settlemeyer, who did Beavis and Butthead and all the SNL TV Funhouse.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a theater show. There's stand-up in it. There's stories. But I also get the audiences involved. But not just crowd work like, I talked to a guy about his hat and then whatever, but you make a joke about the hat. It's really like, how did you meet? What was your first date? When you start drilling down, you guys interview people all the time. You get these amazing stories because everybody has a story, and that's what's been happening.
One of the stories is that this is from, I don't know when this was recorded, the Diversey Rock and Bowl owner.
This was like about 8 months ago when I was in town.
At Skokie you were, I believe.
Yeah. And I was the only guy in the room that didn't know what the heck he was talking about. It was hilarious.
Because Diversey Rock and Bowl, legendary bowling alley.
Okay, nobody told me. Hello?
Well, now you know.
Kids didn't tell me.
A great late night spot, too. A lot of drunken insanity is going on
And what
there.
I love about the clip is you can hear like the gasps when he says the name from people recognizing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I own Diversey Rock and Bowl. I was controller of a bank investment software company, left that job to buy the bowling alley for $2 with my friend Gary.
Well, you needed a friend because you didn't have $2?
Well, he still owes me $1.
Gary.
He still owes me $1.
Gary, I got a great deal, but I only have $1 on it. And what is the strangest thing that's happened in the bowling alley that even you go like, oh my God?
We had to stop a couple from on Lane 56. Hey, you can't in here.
Did you wipe the table down?
Nah.
Oh, God. That's Diversey Rock and Bowl that I know.
That
That's the
sounds
one.
accurate. That checks out.
The minute he said it, people started gasping. He was like, and I was the only one in the room. Like, I don't know. They look at me like, it's Diversey Rock and Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, that's a guy who had a whole other career in corporate America, left to buy a bowling alley, turned it into this famous thing.
Yeah.
And so there's stories like everywhere. I had a guy. I go with somebody. He goes, I go, look like you're in a bad mood. He goes, yeah, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I go, what happened? He goes, she wouldn't listen to me. I told her not to shoplift at CVS. And I'm like, wait, did you just say at CVS? He goes, yeah, I taught her how to shoplift. Anyway, I'm like, no, wait, not anyway. He goes, yeah, I shoplift. And she wanted to get nice stuff because she saw I was getting nice stuff and she nagged me. And I'm like, I'm not going to teach her how to shoplift. And he thinks this is normal. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, everybody in the audience is like, oh my God, this is what is going on here? He goes, yeah. So she nagged me. I taught her how to shoplift. And I said, but I don't really want to because you're going to end up wasting it and shoplifting at CVS when you shop at nice places like Saks or Neiman Marcus. And so it's like that movie was like, I will give you these powers, but you must use them for evil and not good, right? So I go, what happened? He goes, well, sure enough, I get a phone call. She's arrested at CVS for lipstick and a hand mirror. I go, what happened? He goes, I had to go down. You know, she was in the squad car. We got in a huge argument. I broke up with her. I go, what, a few days later? He goes, no, in the back of the squad car. Screw that. I don't need this aggravation. And that was it. And the place was just going nuts because that's how he lives his life, and he thought it was normal. And that's the cool thing about this is people seeing how other people live their lives.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, listen, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. You're up against it here. But so Stephen Colbert Show's Auditorium Theater. If you can find a ticket, super tough. But if you can find a ticket maybe in the aftermarket, you can do that too. Go check it out.
Yeah.
And then your Broadway show, of course, go check that out as well.
Absolutely. Congrats on the baby.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, huge mistake.
I know. Not aware. I'm very tired, as you can tell by my face.
Yeah. No. Fantastic. Congrats.
Again, thanks. And I follow Paul Mecurio on all your social platforms and stuff like that as well.
And by the way, the most fun part of this is when the baby starts walking.
Yeah.
It's like walks 10 feet. My son sits, walks 10 feet, walks 10 feet, sits. And I realized that he's going to be a security guard.
Perfect.
Yeah, a little up and down thing.
But no, it's fun, man. Congrats.
Thanks to
Thank you so much.
for Jeffy and Mundaline checked in as well. He's seen your show before, so he wanted to say thanks for having Paul on today.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
People of Mundaline, thanks for checking in as well.
Yeah.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.